Alright, what's up YouTube? I should really be recording on my new channel, but I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit until it just becomes inundated with videos. Today's topic, strength, courage, and wisdom, I guess. Good news first. According to my scale, and I don't know how accurate it is, I lost 5 pounds. Doesn't mean that it's not coming back, but I think yesterday I had like 3 cups of, I'll call it vegetarian chili with cheese, and I walked about 10 miles, and I'm on a goal. I have a goal of living a healthier life and being mindful of what I put into my body. Speaking of which, I went to church today. It was one of the churches that I visited a week or so ago, and let me tell you about my experience. This church, based on some of the people that are there and based on the pastor, is a decent church. Now, my experience, I came early intentionally because I wanted to hear everything that this man had to say. And it was really good. He talked about the physical relationship between blood and the spiritual blood. And towards the middle of it, or towards the end, some people came in late with audio. They were playing music over him talking. It's a small church. I could barely hear him. Okay? And so I was getting annoyed because I was just like, I can't hear what this man is trying to say. And for me, whenever I come across anything that's real, it's like my spirit longs for the realness of it. So, at that point, I'm like, I'm really ready to go. I'm going to try to hang in there. He's going to give me the last 2. There were 7 different pointers, and he was going to give me the last 2, and I was going to leave. The other importance of me going to church is not just for the word, but just to be around other people. And I think today I was a little disappointed because I think I expected more. And my expectations were not realistic because, outside of just being around other people, there's no guarantee, in the church. The only guarantee you have is that you're going to be around other people. You're not guaranteed that everybody's going to be nice, everybody's going to be kind, everybody's going to be respectful. The only guarantee you have is that you're going to be around other people. So during the intercession between, I guess, the Bible school and the actual church, I went over to Walgreens because, the new sale papers come out on Sundays. So I went to pick up a sales paper to see what was going on. When I went over there, I was vlogging. I haven't uploaded any of the vlogs that I recorded, like, out on the go. But as I was vlogging, this man rode up on a bicycle. And I'm thinking, okay, that's fine. But then I'm noticing that he's taking a really long time. So I'm like, is he listening to me? What is going on? So after a while, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling uncomfortable. So I walked down a little ways. After I walked down a little ways, I guess he made up in his mind that it was okay to approach me, because obviously, so he comes over, he's yelling, "Ninja!" And I'm like, I had a little bit of anger boil up inside of me, but I just kind of walked off away because, one, if you're coming to me like that and you see that I'm obviously opening my mouth and words are coming out of my mouth, you have no respect. And you don't deserve to be rewarded with my attention. So I walked away. I'm not sure what he wanted. He pointed to his eyes or something. But you don't come to somebody like that when in the middle of them trying to do something. That's just rude and disrespectful. So I walked away. He eventually went into the store. When I finished doing my little vlog or whatever, I went into the store to pick up my ad. When I came out, he came out at the same time. Now, the kind of spirit that I have, again, I have a childlike spirit where if somebody asks me to do something, I immediately jump to do it because I want to. I want to please people. But I've learned in my years through the legal process, that everybody's not worth you jumping to what they want. And the majority of the people that see that you're that type of person and they go for it that way, they don't deserve it. And me being the kind of person that hasn't had enough taken away from me socially, mentally, physically, financially, you know, I've come to the point where, you know, I don't have that resource to just give you like that, my time and my attention, especially if you don't deserve it, especially if I'm not being reinvested in. Okay. So, when I came out, though, again, my conscience, because of the kind of person that I am, I felt bad because the man was standing there, and I felt it necessary, since he was yelling Nina at me. Obviously, he probably didn't speak English. I found it necessary in my heart to say to him in Spanish, you know, I'm sorry. But, you know, that was just really inappropriate. You saw me doing something. But the man was like 60 years old. So obviously, if he's lived 60 years of his life, he already knows that that was inappropriate. For me to tell him that, to take my time to tell him that, is a waste of my breath. So I didn't. I did not. But I have to admit that I did feel bad because, you know, he needed attention and I ignored him. Basically, all he wanted, judging on what took place, was somebody to watch his bike. He had a padlock on the chain on his bike. He should have took the time to padlock and chain it. I don't know if he forgot the combination or what the deal was. The bike was stolen. I don't know. But the whole point of it is that, you know, the man came to me very rudely. Now, for me, I'm the kind of person, if somebody asks me to do something, I'm very happy to do it because, for one, being a single person with no family and no friends, I feel it an honor and a privilege that anybody would ask me to do anything. But when you come to me in a way that's demanding, like you're just saying, oh, that person, you know, is not important, whatever they're doing is not important, they can drop whatever for me, I mean, at this point, you have, I want to say lost your mind, but I'm not going to say that. But at this point, you know, you've negated any type of redeeming quality that me servicing you could actually have in any way. So I'm like, okay, you know, even though I felt bad because that's my spirit, you know, but I didn't go to the other extreme, which would be to curse him out and not curse him out, but just to tell him argumentatively right then, excuse me, what is your problem? Do you not see that I'm actually opening my mouth and speaking? You know, do you not see and hear that I'm doing something, you know? But, you know, I took the middle road. I just went on about my business. And you could tell he felt perturbed, like he felt like he should say something to me because I didn't acknowledge him. You know, at that point, if he did, I would have let him know what was up, but that was that. So, I go back to the church service. The lady lets me in or whatever. And I'm feeling a little weird because when I left, and again, you know, when I'm going because, you know, I'm seeking a spiritual connection. And I know that the people that preach in this type of thing, they're only humans. If they have a message that actually touched me, it's by divine coincidence or whatever like that. And you know, but I did, you know, appreciate that pastor. So, you know, before I left, though, you know, it was like I was a little upset because of, you know, them cutting the pastor off or whatever like that. So my body language reflected it, and whenever something upsets me or I'm affected by it, you can see it in my presence, my demeanor, how I feel, my vibes, everything. And so there was a guy, when I came up to the church, he was in like this big old, I don't know, truck, like work truck or something. And, you know, he was waiting to come out, and again, I was vlogging, so I walked down a little bit. And I guess the look that he gave me when I walked out of church, after the first Bible school or whatever, was like, what is your problem? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I don't know. I can only guess at what it was that he was referring to by the look on his face. I'm thinking because the pastor walked by and I didn't say anything. I didn't say excuse me, whatever. But, you know, I think I had a little chip because of whatever the sound system. And it's just, you know, I feel uncomfortable, you know, like, you know, speaking directly. You know, just different situations, you just kind of feel the vibe. I just didn't feel, you know, I didn't feel comfortable, you know. So, you know, I guess that's the look on his face. It's like, what is your problem? You know, like, you know. But I didn't say anything. You know, he's welcome to whatever he feels and whatever his opinion is. So that's when I went over to Walgreens, and that's when that happened. And so, my time is running out, so I'll tell you about the next segment, coming back into the church.